God uses extremely strong words to describe the practice of homosexuality, but not gossip or jealousy. While self-righteousness is dangerous, is it not equally dangerous to downplay a sin for fearing we will be seen as people without compassion?
Okay, I want a biblical validation for this particular statement. Where does God use an extremely strong language just to condemn homosexuality and uses a rather softer language when he categorizes other sin? I want you to tell me, where is it? In my reading, I don't see that. And I don't think it's representative of the truth either. And if God is speaking in chapter 1 of the Gentiles, and chapter 2 of Romans, he is speaking about the Jews. And in the Jewish culture, the idea of homosexuality was actually not a threat. It was very abominable, and it was very uncouth and reproachable for anybody within the Jewish context to be a homosexual. Okay? And therefore, when the Jew or when Paul is speaking about homosexuality, he knows that the Jews are immune to it in some ways. Okay, like for example, let's say Christians are in some ways immune to pagan idol worship. That's really not a problem that we encounter on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so what Paul is actually doing here, if you, brother or sister, I don't know who asked it, if you look at Romans 1 properly again, Sandeep, yeah. If we look at Romans 1 again and look at Romans 2, Romans 1 is an apologia or an argument, okay, for convicting people that are Gentile and telling them how depraved they are. And that's why the sin of homosexuality comes in the first chapter, because that's a sin that they are indulged in. Whereas when you come to the Jewish part, which is chapter 2, God doesn't speak about homosexuality there because Paul doesn't speak about homosexuality there because he knows that the Jews by and large did not find this to be a big temptation for them, because their level of morality on comparative scales was better, and adultery was something that Jesus spoke about big time to the Jews. But you would find many people will ask, why did Jesus not speak about homosexuality? He seems to be silent because that's not an issue there. The issues seem a lot more subtle. Not even outright open adultery, but mental adultery. Okay, so the Jews were experts, like Christians, in trying to be outwardly correct about many of these things, but inwardly Jesus is pointing out their moral deficiencies. So here, if you read these again once more in context, Sandeep, chapter 1 and chapter 2, you will understand that all sin is sin. Okay, in the larger sense of the word. Okay, there are degrees of sin. There are sins that have gradations and seriousness in which it impacts the other person and harms the other person, so on, so on and so forth. But as God sees it, he sees it as that one moral breakdown that is enough to demand that his innocent son come and die on the cross of Calvary.